Hey McKenna, Jessica Peterson here. Thank you for speaking with me this morning. And I really excited you accepted this free video because today I'm going to go over a few tips you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a significant difference for this business, okay? And I know that it will because I've used the same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies across the US, and it's made a significant difference. I'm talking huge difference, okay? And right now you guys are only getting about 33 people organically to your website per month, and you guys have a huge service area, so you're missing a bulk of your customers, and over 60% of your potential jobs every month. Not having these not having these strategies fully dialed in yet, okay? So today we're going to talk about three main strategies. We're going to talk about your content keyword strategy, citations, and backlinks, okay? So here on your website, you have a good, decent website. You got the basic foundation in here. You got call outs right at the top. I love it with click to call. Recent months, Google has gone to mobile first for ranking. Everything is based on mobile first. And so having super easy navigation menus and click to calls and easy to use forms are all really important. Without that, you're taking a huge hit when it comes to ranking. But the bulk of ranking is based on content, and content is key, okay? So we need a ton of content. And content comes in all sorts of forms, and I can clearly see throughout your website you're using most of them. Now, content also includes all these pages, so you need a separate page for every single service, which for the most part it looks like you do have. Every single service, and also your service areas also need those for each of these services. Google requires this because they want one designated page about that service that allows you to discuss everything about that topic, the process, how it happens, and answer the common questions your customers have to be really helpful and useful to your customers, okay? But based around your local keywords. So being based in Missoula, if I'm correct with that, this homepage and all these services should be based around the Missoula keywords for these services, okay? 99% of people, when they're searching for help, they're not searching your brand name. They are searching these services that they need here. Where did most go? There it goes. Services that they need here. Because they don't know who you are yet. And a lot of these people have never been in this position before. So they're freaking out. They're not trying to remember a billboard that they might have seen once upon a time. They are looking for the services that they need, okay? And so they're going to be looking up Missoula water damage Missoula, water damage restoration Missoula, water damage restoration of Missoula MT, okay? There's a lot of variations. People search differently. You have to capitalize on that, okay? And so content is absolutely critical that you are using those local keywords. You'll make sure that everything's optimized. Videos are great, as long as they're not slowing down your website. And images. So every single image also needs to be fully optimized with those local keywords. So this is something team photo. That is not an optimized image. This needs to be around your local keywords, okay? And then this homepage is the most important page of your entire website. So it needs to talk about each of your major services, the keywords for those services, and it ties all your pages together. Okay, it's like a nice pretty bow for Google, so Google understands what one page has to do with another. Okay, and like I mentioned, every single one of these areas, if it has search volume for your services, it needs a page so that you can be focusing on the services in each area and actually be found in these areas when those customers are searching, okay? This is going to be important for you guys. you are actually ranking for a couple Missoula keywords. You're missing a bulk of the keywords that you should be indexed for, but you are ranking for a couple. And that's great. I was actually surprised to see that, considering you don't actually have any real keyword strategy here in place. So we do have a good amount of content. Google does require the first page to have at least 1,500 words or more. If your competitors have 1,500 words, you need more than they have. So if they have 1,500, you're going to want to get 1,800 or 2,000 words of content. Always need more than our competition has. But the basic foundation of this is great. You just need to dial in that content keyword strategy. Definitely work on service area pages. And even if you look at your service pages, there's no keyword strategy in place. It just mentions you do the service in this area, and then it's generic information. So definitely work on that strategy. It's going to be so huge for you guys. Like I said, you're ranking a couple words in Missoula, but you're not ranking any of your service, the rest of your service area at all. You're not coming up, okay? So you're missing huge potential here. Now, if we look at your top organic competitor in Missoula, we actually have ServPro, and yes, they're a franchise, but also very beatable. You're only competing against the local franchisees, and they're not allowed to modify this information, unfortunately. So you have an advantage. You only have to do better than they do. So that means having more content and better quality content, and focusing on that keyword strategy, having more pages, more long form blogs, and every one of those blogs that you would add every month would just add additional new content, which Google loves, and gives you more keyword opportunities, okay? So those are all things that could be absolutely huge for you guys. Now, we know when your customer does a search, they'll do a search similar to this, right? And when they do, we want your website to be showing up in the top positions in all these areas. And so there's three main areas on the first page of Google. The first is generally going to be ads. Those are your cost per click ads, and even these local service ads like you see here. And these can be profitable as long as you have your processes dialed in and your foundation dialed in. If not, I'm so sorry. If not, you're not going to get a real great ROI on that, okay? Now, these other two sections of Google get the bulk of this traffic when people do a search. And this is your Google Business Profile right here, and the Google Map Pack, okay? If we look at your profile with all the services you offer, you only have one category selected. You're missing all those categories. This is not fully optimized, but for this specific search, you're in the top 3, so that's good. But if you're not in this top 3 for all the services that you offer, then you need to keep optimizing this profile, because 30% of people will skip everything else, and they come and they'll call these top 3 companies. And when you're not one of them, you're losing 30% of your revenue and sending those competitors to your competition. And I know that's not what you want, okay? So then you need to fully optimize this profile and go out and get a ton more citations. You need more citations than your competition has. And citations are simply listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and putting those in a bunch of directories. Those are things like the Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Houzz, Angie's. All of those are great citations to have. And every single one of those gives more information to Google about your business, what services you offer, and where you offer it, okay? So those are pretty big for you guys to have. And then this third section here, this is the organic section. This is the most critical section because 60 to 70% of people come straight here and don't go anywhere else. So if you're not one of these companies on this first page, then you're losing 60 to 70% of the jobs, okay, every single month. Now, for this specific search, you are way down here at the bottom of the page. So you are on the page, which is great, which means you do get some of that traffic. But the higher you are up here, the more percentage of that traffic. So the higher positions can get 37 and even 40% more of that traffic for every single search, okay? So now the foundation for getting here all comes back to this website, having that proper content keyword strategy and supporting that with SEO. Backlinks. So that brings us to our backlinks. And if we look here, this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to analyze how your website performs. We can see right now you guys have a rating of a 9 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. So Google does not trust your website. And that does have to do with the content of the website, but also the power we're sending to it. Like all the tools we use, your website does need power, and we do that with backlinks. So we do need a lot of backlinks. We need more than our competition has. We need to be sending backlinks to our website every single month to keep this power going up. But it's important to understand that not all backlinks are good. They're not created equal. And the fact that you have 130 and a rating of a 9 says that you have quite a few in here that are probably pretty spammy and junky that are kind of hurting your score. So we only want to be going after the good quality do follow links that are closely related to the services you offer. So those are going to be coming from websites from other home service types businesses like roofers and landscapers and plumbers, vendors and magazines related to those types of services. Those are going to provide you good authoritative links that are going to increase this score. And Google's going to help promote your website higher, and it's going to help you to rank these keywords. And refining that keyword strategy, you're going to find you have a lot more keywords here to be indexed, and so you're going to be driving more traffic. Right now you got 33, and looking at the keywords, like I said, you do have quite a few of these Missoula ones, but people search differently. These are all like the same style keywords. You're missing a good chunk of the keywords for Missoula, let alone all the other areas. So you are getting some of this traffic, which is great. We just need to work on Missoula a little bit better, capture some of the other keywords, but more importantly, capture the other areas that you're missing altogether. Okay? And if we look at your competitor, this local area isn't doing anything. But because the weight of this website being so high ranking is able to help them organically be listed higher. We can see they're only getting 3 people organically based on this reporting. But when you look here, they are at the top. And that's because most of these businesses here aren't don't really have those strategies dialed in that we just talked about. And so just having that powerful website is enough for them to sit in this position. So these guys are definitely beatable, but you just have to work on the strategies that I've just shown you, and you guys can absolutely outrank these guys and even start dominating in some of the areas that you serve. So please feel free to take this information, run with it, start today, and start driving that traffic and helping more people. But if you'd rather focus on what you guys do best and have a partner in this, and a partner in growth at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty. And we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to reach out, ask any questions that you might have, respond to my email, give me a call, or even text at this number, and we will be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.